Hey, GrowSpark Elevate You fam. Welcome back to the channel where we ignite your personal growth, spark meaningful change, and elevate your life to the next level. Before we dive into today's insightful review, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on the tips, reviews, and strategies that are designed to elevate you to your best self. Today, we're exploring a transformative book that deals with one of life's most challenging yet inevitable experiences. Difficult Conversations by Douglas Stone, Bruce Patton, and Sheila Heen. This book is a game changer for anyone who has ever felt uneasy when faced with the task of having a tough conversation, whether it's in the workplace, with a friend, or a loved one. And let's be honest, who hasn't been there? We've all had moments where we avoid certain topics or dance around issues because we fear the fallout. Let's unpack why this book is not just another self-help manual, but a powerful tool to transform the way you approach hard-to-have conversations. Understanding difficult conversations. At its core, Difficult Conversations delves into what makes conversations hard to begin with. The authors break it down into 3 distinct layers that are present in every conversation. The what happened conversation. This is the surface level. What actually happened? Who said what? Who's right? Who's wrong? The authors point out that focusing too much on the facts can derail conversations, especially since we often operate from different sets of assumptions. The feelings conversation. Below the surface, emotions are brewing. Anger, frustration, fear, all the feelings we're sometimes afraid to express bubble up here. But here's the kicker. Most difficult conversations are really about unexpressed emotions. If we don't address these feelings, they'll sneak into the conversation and make everything more tense. The identity conversation. This 3rd layer is all about how the conversation impacts your sense of self. Am I competent? Am I a good person? How will this conversation change how others view me? The authors argue that we're not just discussing external issues, but internal ones that are tied to our identity. By breaking down conversations into these 3 dimensions, Stone, Patton, and Heen give us a clearer roadmap to navigate these tricky situations. And trust me, this perspective alone will make you see every tough talk in a brand new light. The shift from debate to dialogue. One of the most significant takeaways from Difficult Conversations is learning how to shift from a debate, where both parties are trying to win, to a dialogue where both sides feel heard and understood. We're so used to jumping into conversations with the intent to defend our views that we forget the importance of listening. Here's what the authors recommend. Listen deeply and ask questions. Instead of thinking about your next counter-argument, try to understand where the other person is coming from. Use open-ended questions like, how do you see the situation? Or, what's most concerning to you about this issue? This approach flips the script and opens a space for more genuine dialogue. Acknowledge the other person's feelings. You don't have to agree with everything the other person says, but acknowledging their emotions can significantly reduce tension. Something as simple as, I see that this situation has been really frustrating for you, can go a long way. Reframe your story. This one was a light bulb moment for me. We often walk into conversations convinced we're the victim and the other person is the villain. But by reframing the narrative to focus on shared goals, we can shift the dynamic of the conversation. Try to move from I'm right, you're wrong to how can we solve this together? Practical tools and real-world application. The beauty of Difficult Conversations is that it doesn't just dish out theories. It provides concrete tools that you can use immediately. For instance, the and stance technique is a game changer. Instead of making your case in opposition to the other person's perspective, you can validate their point of view while adding your own. For example, instead of saying, you're wrong, you could say, I understand why you see it that way, and I also think there's another angle to consider. The book also encourages depersonalizing the conflict by focusing on the issue, not the person. Too often, we let our emotions get wrapped up in the conversation and start attacking the other individual rather than the problem at hand. This small but powerful shift changes the entire energy of a conversation. They also emphasize the importance of preparing for difficult conversations, not just jumping in emotionally charged. Before initiating a tough talk, the authors advise that you should Think about the outcome you want, and consider how your assumptions might be skewing your perspective. And be ready to manage your emotions, both yours and theirs. What I loved about this book. What makes this book special is that it speaks to both your head and your heart. On one hand, it provides a logical structure to dissect conversations and gives you mental clarity on how to approach them. On the other hand, it acknowledges that tough conversations are emotional and affect us on a deeper level. The real beauty, though, is that it empowers you to tackle these tough talks with confidence and compassion. You'll learn that it's okay to express your feelings, make mistakes, and still come out of a conversation with your relationships intact, if not stronger. Who should read this book? In short, everyone. Whether you're navigating a tricky workplace conflict, trying to repair a strained friendship, or looking to improve your romantic relationship, this book will give you the tools to do so. It's perfect for leaders, parents, co-workers, and honestly, anyone who interacts with other humans. Final thoughts. Are you ready to transform your conversations? So, is Difficult Conversations worth the read? Absolutely. It's a practical guide to something we all struggle with at some point in our lives. This book arms you with the mindset, tools, and strategies to not just survive difficult conversations, but to turn them into opportunities for deeper understanding and connection. Don't let fear hold you back. Click the link in the description box below to grab your copy of Difficult Conversations and start transforming the way you communicate, one conversation at a time. That's it for today's review. GrowSpark, elevate you, family. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and share this review with anyone who could benefit from it. Let's keep growing, sparking change, and elevating ourselves together.